Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Sing with mine. It's Fontaines D.C. live here on KEXP. That was Big Shot and Nabokov from the new album Skinty Fia that just came out this past April. I'm going to play a couple more for us.
They sit in their rooms, they are consumed. They fall in their bed, they shouldn't have said how cold love is. How cold love is. My mind, I've been so entwined, and the feelings coming for the millionth time. And the answer is so sweet, and the days they just seem to follow me. My mind, I've been so inclined, and the feelings coming with the finish line. And the answer is so cold, so cold. It's so cold. They sit in their room, they are consumed. They fall in their beds, they wanna go dead. They sit in their rooms, they are consumed. They fall in their bed, they shouldn't have said how cold love is. 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 How night, claiming all the farm in which genius comes, yeah. Baby, come on, father, go and get gone. If somebody is called, it's a cost is one. What atlas living on the soft pain thrills, what calamity so surround that really see the hills. Can you feel it?
Yes, so good. Fontaines D.C. live here on KEXP. That was Roman Holiday and How Cold Love Is from Skinty, the new album that just came out this past April. And it is so good to hear those songs live. I cannot tell you how much I love this record, and it has been met with critical acclaim, I think, across the board. So just huge congrats on just an amazing album. And I'm honored to be in the room with the best band in the world. Congrats on winning that award from NME recently.
There's no shortage of brown envelopes, in the back room. So.
Yeah. Have you taken advantage of having that title, Best Band in the World, so far? Have you been able to walk into anything and say, I don't know if you know who we are, but we're the best band in the world?
I went into a bank last week and asked for a mortgage on the basis that we were the best band in the world, and they laughed me out of the bank.
Typical bankers.
I know, you're meant to laugh to the bank, aren't you, on the way?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, you tell them next time. Well, again, welcome back. We haven't seen you here in the actual studio since 2019 when you were touring on Doggerel, and since then, of course, we've had a global pandemic. And I know you wrote A Hero's Death while you were out on tour for Doggerel, but I was wondering, what was the process of writing this new album, Skinty Feel, like once tour kind of ground to a halt and you were more working from home?
Go on, Carlos.
I think we started, a lot of it started during the kind of first wave of the pandemic, the first lockdown. We were all in different places. And, we had a lot of time. So I think we just all started writing separately without any sort of agenda at all. And just started sending tunes to each other again, the way we used to do. And then, I don't know, I kind of have memories of like Green sending me like an email with like 6 songs. One of them being Roman Holiday, and I remember just like listening to that kind of like every night to go to sleep. Right, this is just so good. Mm-hmm. And we did that for a bit, and then just got together again, moved to London, and just locked ourselves in the studio and did the rest.
Yeah, you mentioned you all moved to London from Dublin. How long did that migration over to London take before you were actually working together and finishing this record?
Well, I moved over initially just to sort of just to be with my girlfriend, and yeah, I don't know, the lads kind of followed suit. Like we realised that, like a lot of the people that we worked with lived in London, so it kind of made a lot of sense logistically speaking and all that boring stuff. And And yeah, I don't know. It's just it became very obviously inspiring a place to be for us, because it was kind of that 1 degree away from comfort, away from home. You know, I do think that Ireland probably is ultimately, for me personally, is probably the most inspiring place to write. Not necessarily in a romantic sense, but just for me, it's like that's kind of what I'm used to. You know what I mean? But London has its London gives our songwriting a kind of edge. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot to write about. You know.
Yeah, that feeling of being removed from Ireland and being away from home that you love so much, did that add to the songs that you wrote for this record? I know there's a lot of introspection around your feelings about Ireland and different things like that, but did that add to it?
Yeah, yeah. There's a sense of pursuit about this record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a restlessness, a kind of wonder. I mean, like, these all sound like I'm saying very positive things about the record, but they're just I'm not. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. Do you know what I mean? But kind of, to me, there's a spirit of like exploration and mystery. You know what I mean? And I suppose that's, you know, we can put that down to living in a new place and discovering it.
Yeah. Have you found community there yet? Does it feel a little bit more like home?
I mean, yeah, we hang out with each other all the time.
That helps.
Yeah. So that's I don't know if that's a healthy thing.
You spend a lot of time together on the road, that's for sure. So this was your third time working with Dan Carey with Speedy Underground or Wonderground. I imagine you probably have a lot of fun together. Do you have some favorite memories from recording this record this time around?
I mean, there's an awful lot. I remember when we actually, yeah, I have a good one, right? When we first started listening back to How Cold Love Is in the studio, he asked me to like jab his head on my finger to the beat, because he wanted, like, it was obviously like a sort of physical representation of what it sounded like to him, you know what I mean? And he wanted to actually experience it in like 3D, I suppose.
Yeah, that's funny. Awesome. I'm curious what the meaning of the album title Skinty Fia is and why you landed on that for the record title.
Well, that was actually one of Tom's relatives used to use that phrase, Skinty Fia, and I don't know why Tom brought it up one of the days during the writing period.
Because he's a genius.
Yeah. He doesn't even know it.
He knows it now.
I don't think he does.
Do you know what's the name? Do you know we call our album that? Yeah, we did, yeah.
Oh, really?
And we just kind of love how, you know, because it's used to kind of like, you know, express your feelings of annoyance towards something unexpected, I suppose. And but the translation being the damnation of the deer, it just felt so like big and grand and poetic, you know, for something to express something that's so just mundane and forgettable. That it just kind of made us really fall in love even more with the Irish language, you know, and the depth that it has. And that's why we landed on it. We just thought it sounded so good, you know, as a couple of words, and it just went down that route. It was one of those kind of accidents, I think, you know. We just wrote it on the board, named whatever song we were writing at the time, named that song Skinty Fia, put it on the board, kind of like, maybe we'll change the name, and then it just became the album title.
I just really liked the way it sounded. Like, it just sounds like at once like metallic, a kind of industrial, and also sort of mythological to me. You know what I mean? Just like in terms of its actual, you know, phonetically speaking. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a kind of industrial fairy or something.
The vibe fits really well with how the album sounds. And your sound keeps evolving over the course of your records. Are you listening to different music when you're writing different albums? Was there anything specific you were listening to during this process that inspired you?
Yeah, loads of different stuff. I personally really went back to kind of like my influences from when I was a teenager, which mainly was like all the grunge movement from over here, you know. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's probably like the frustration of like being locked down that made me feel like a teenager again. I had to like blast Nirvana in the speaker, you know.
Nice.
And that definitely kind of like was something I wasn't listening to when we were in the other two albums. But I think we all always share whatever music we get into with each other and keep like developing the sort of like communal taste.
Yeah. Cool. And you're at the beginning of a very long tour, and I'm sure you had quite a lot of time at home to think about, oh God, we have to go on tour again. How's it going so far? And did you have any revelations during your off time about ways to like take care of yourself while you're on tour this time around?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking a lot about that. I got laryngitis at the beginning of this tour in the States, and just kind of sitting on my own in a hotel room for a few days gave me perspective, you know. And I mean, I'm not sure how long it'll last. I hope it lasts, you know, for a long time, because I want to be doing this for a long time, and I want to, you know, have kids one day and be able to support them by doing this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a change of routine is probably imminent. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting lots of rest.
Yeah.
That's good. It's an important thing to think about. Well, best wishes and a happy, healthy tour to you all. It's so nice to see you all again. Thank you very, very much for this performance and stopping by, and I hope we see you again very soon.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I
thank
enjoyed
you.
that. Thank you very much.
Of course. And thank you all for listening and watching today. To find more of these sessions, make sure to subscribe to the KEXP YouTube channel. And just a reminder that all of these sessions are made possible with support from people like you making donations. So if you haven't done that yet, or if you'd like to support sessions like this, you can do that right now at kexp.org/live. Gifts of any amount are great, from $10 to $100, whatever works for you. Just making sure to support this nonprofit and all of these sessions. And thank you so much. And Fontaines D.C. again, thank you so much. This has been Fontaines D.C. live on KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?